You don't sound pleased by that, Josh.
When I first started doing this weird thing with my dice, where I just rolled them and got 4s, I was getting consistently 4s every roll, and now it's just not happening.
So your dice are actually finally random, is what you're saying, and you're not going to be fucking cheating anymore? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
You cheater. As long as you keep using those dice that don't get you criticals, I'm happy.
I think the blue one has been my best friend for that one, I think, out of all of them.
I almost thought I was getting another one of those Chinese slot adverts going into your stream, Alex.
Quit looking them up!
Turned off the media sound. We don't want the reverb. Twitch.
Just make sure that, you put Do Not Disturb on.
No, it's been on Do Not Disturb since last week. I never took it off.
Yeah, isn't it great? I did the exact same thing. I put it on once, and I'm like, you know what? I think this is better.
I'd like to check for this stuff on my time.
Yeah.
Oh, I just turned off notifications for Teams. I'm like, if I look at Teams, I'm doing it consciously, not because the phone screamed at me.
Teams?
Teams. It's Microsoft's fucking chat, effectively.
Didn't they already have that? Wasn't that already a thing?
Yeah, it's called Skype, but this one is like business level.
So you paid for it, is what you're telling me.
Daddy Dan Falcone did.
Yeah, I guess so.
Thomas, with the name drop.
The Batman villain. Oh god. They're gonna find out.
You're gonna get fucking, what is it, Justice?
Fired?
Justice. By Batman.
I get promoted. I like your gall, Thomas.
Nobody's ever stood up to me before. Welcome to the fucking board.
I genuinely want to do that. I have so many managers. They're like, he scares me. I don't like being in meetings with him. I'm like, I don't have a problem with him.
Let me just queue up Goblin Ambush. For no reason.
How many goblins do you think you could kill?
Regular goblins that aren't like inherently super magical and like the first man or something? Probably an infinite
Yeah,
amount.
I've created so many first man an infinite amount.
Is now
The only damage you've done to me is outdone by the amount of goblins I have killed and regened this turn.
is now the time for quarterback. We have a little bit of travel time ahead of us. Is now the time to get Simulacrum core back?
You are trying to, so let me get this straight, you're going to whittle yourself a perfect replica of a 5,000 gold piece chest, while also taking the 8 hours, I know Wish is going to be the answer to one of these questions in a second, Simulacrum, but I will challenge you with this, right?
Yeah.
How are you paying for that 5,000 gold piece chest if you're already spending Wish to cast Simulacrum?
So I have 5,000. I have more than 5,000 gold pieces
In what?
Jewels and stuff.
What gems?
It just says jewels.
Oh, okay. So you're not saying that, like, okay. Yeah. That was supposed to be like a thing where you're like, hey, do I have any diamonds in this? And I'd say I'd roll for it and be like, you have this amount, and then you take it away from it. But if you want to just use it like that, we can do that.
Just get a normal chest and just ding, 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 ding.
Like, put the jewels directly on the chest, and bam, the value has gone up.
What if you put the jewels inside the chest? Does it make it a 5,000?
Okay, yeah. But let me ask you this. How are you then making a replica of that chest? With materials from that chest.
I'm whittling it down.
Oh, you had to make the replica from the chest?
Yes. Of the same material. Of the same material. I'm not saying you have to chip it or whittle that down like whatever he just recommended. Because that sounds insane.
It's gonna be a busy day for Mac. I'm just saying, quarterback number 2. You don't need a fucking brother.
Just
So he's gonna have a son, a brother.
Oh, dude, if I had any insight into this, I should have, like, made a simulacrum of you when you were 13 years old. And you could have, you know, it could really bolster Korvac's confidence to always have, like, a fucking sidekick that needs his help. Boy.
boy.
You killed Mom!
Yeah.
You piece of shit, I'll never forgive you.
Which one's the real one? I don't know. I really not anymore. That one, I guess.
Don't worry, Korvac, if you ever die, I'll just take Korvac's simulacrum to the fucking Quetzalcoatl in Phoenix. Like, please, 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 please. I don't have anything, you know, like Mardukev's cape, but does the blood chrysalis count? That's full of his DNA.
No, you can't have me. Actually. Well, thank you. You have to do the honors in a second here, Josh.
Alright.
Do. Go for it. Bam.
Shazam.
Bam. Bam.
I've made a 400 choice table for this event.
It's for the exact amount of fish. This one you get 297 fish. This one you get 298 fish. This one you get 299 fish.
So how do you roll for 400? You roll a D100 plus a D4. Huh?
You just roll the D100 4 times.
Hmm.
And I add up the total.
I'm just gonna be like, hey, Vaughn, do you have any secret chests I could use?
No. That's a rite of passage that everyone must do themselves. Nerd.
Maybe Tablet will be nice.
Oh, you still have to learn the spell too.
Yes!
Oh fuck.
He does so much with almost no time. And then he blames me for it later. As if it's my fault.
Didn't play the nerd. Should have been a fighter just like me.
Can I change to a fighter, please?
Just like him?
Yeah.
No.
God, can you imagine Preston coming next week alone as me, Borvac,
Tabasco.
Tabasco. That's a good cowboy name for Basco.
Call me Tabasco.
Hello, I am Borvac. I have always been here.
Oh, me? Borvac. Borvac Johnson. Nice to meet you.
Mac Fleetfoot? Who the fuck's that, Preston? I don't really know what he's talking about.
God, where did I put it?
Looking good, fellas. Would be ashamed to have a PC killed tonight. Thank you, Joe Wells.
We can make that happen, bud.
If a PC dies tonight, Joe, I'm sorry. You gotta book a vacation down here and do a one-shot with us. I know the world's constantly on fire.
Tip of the Sin people. Rosalind, Christopher Valance, Christoph Valance, Rodrin Gayland, and Desmond Farrell. Miss those guys. See, they're coming back. You guys are heading back to Privence.
Yeah.
I told you there'd be closure on that, Josh.
Yeah. So this is when we get back to Providence, we'll have a sub-murder plot on Mac.
I mean, no. We still have to do his time before the meeting.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But before all of that, I do need you to roll a D100 for me. For reasons.
I'm gonna say you've been taking your zinc supplements.
You don't get to make that decision.
21.
21! Okay. So,
Does your pregnancy sense go off?
I am linked.
off to meet you at the top of the longest flight of stairs in the steps, please.
We're going to Tamlin's tower.
The steps? The fingers?
Oh yeah, I forgot about those.
It was just like, that's the opposite side of Pangaea, my guy. Your castle, your home, is on the opposite side of the known world than your kingdom. You're still over there like lickety-split if you want. Where last we left off, a fun meeting was had between the world leaders, and multiple interruptions happened. Namely yourselves, you lost some age after having gained a lot of age, all of you, cumulatively. Basco made some sacrifices that he thought were horrible, but he's like, I can bring them back. But it all was an illusion, but the lesson wasn't, nor the damage to him. You reversed your age a little bit, which had to be compensated for. You are now 3 years older than you were when we started this adventure.
Yep.
And you've got a nice beard.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
Boy.
And then, you were large for a bit. You weren't when you had sex with Kaylin, though. Vaughn showed up, gave you the conch shell.
Yeah.
Still don't know what the hell that was. He didn't either. He just didn't want to fucking be holding on to that.
I found it.
So yeah, you guys probably, I mean, you're going to be at the castle, so you can check in with him if you need to. Also let Tamlin know he's got a job he's doing.
Yeah. Do you think Vaughn messaged his crew just like, yeah, I did it. You guys go home now.
And they saw.
Or maybe Vaughn committed suicide immediately afterwards.
Yeah, the things he saw, both warning him of it and on the journey.
Mm.
My life's mission is over.
I'm complete.
Why am I?
I'm a lord, and I did the conch shell thing. That's pretty dope.
Well, we don't know.
You, Basco went to his little brother, visited the last location of the koi fish, topped himself up on some tea, met the great snake, introduced his brother to the great snake, the world serpent. You banged your friend, lady, thing. After having some talk with your mother and, you know, a pep talk.
Yeah, something's wrong with me, Ma.
I just
I want to die. Apparently.
Just like, hey, it's just like, how do you think I feel every time you're going off and doing this stuff? Like, you know, we're all dealing with shit. It's like I die a little inside every time that happens. That's what we're here for. You gotta survive.
Yeah.
But you have yet to take your respite. You have 2 hours, all the same as everybody else, before you need to be teleported to Privence.
Okay. So I'd like to go to Castle Backstreet.
Well, that's where you already are. Because that was, like, where you started that much already.
I would like to press continue in Castle Backstreet. The first thing I'd like to do is I'd like to seek out Wrath.
You want to seek Wrath?
Yeah.
Like the sin?
No.
Raph.
Wrath.
Yeah, with an F, right?
It's actually R-A-P-H. It's short for Raphael.
Makes
But-
sense.
Wrath.
Yeah. Yeah, not wrath, not W-R-A-T-H.
Okay.
It is me, the personification of wrath.
Hey, maybe we-
I live in your castle. Part time. Thanks for giving me a subletted rate.
I mean, I'm not gonna judge you for putting a secret homunculus in our castle.
I mean, it's not my fault you didn't check to make sure all of the children weren't secretly homunculuses.
Ah, shit, Josh, you gotta.
I told you to roll for insight whenever you felt like you needed to, not whenever I
Anytime
thought you
there's a
needed
child present, it's like,
to. Just anything. Anytime
What
you
the
meet
fuck
anyone.
kind of insight is that? Is that like picking them up?
Hold on. Ocular pat down on the child. It is a child. All right. Yeah, he's not allowed in the nursery anymore. But no, where you make your way into the heart of the castle, it is, you know, shortly after 4, everybody's kind of gearing up for dinner. The people who have come in from doing whatever work, you know, around the land, in the farms or whatever, they're coming in, they're getting themselves cleaned up. Most of the work is done. It's just all about everybody being home, cleaning themselves up. People are with family. Dinner's about to be served. you got about another hour on that. So Raph is sort of in the homestead section, the VIP homestead area, your guys' little neck of the woods, and deep into it, you know, because you got your room, Raph's rooms, and then Vaughn's room's in there. You find him basically just sitting outside of Vaughn's room, kind of reading something in his lap while making notes of something else. Just sort of like, hey, I'm here for my friend in case he needs anything, but I'm also gonna get a little bit of work done because Jesus Christ, with so much things going on all the time, he doesn't get to just sort of be, you know, the steward of the castle very often.
Good evening, Raph. How you doing?
Raph.
Raph.
It's an F, not a TH. Okay?
Raph.
There we go.
I'm sorry, this is how we've done it from the beginning?
No, it's not. I think it might be because you're putting your head on your jaw. It might be why. But no, it's...
Could be the frontal lobe dementia. I
Yeah,
don't
maybe.
know.
Mental degradation. He is... All of his grandparents were the same person.
God, I'm bringing so much lore about myself.
Hello. I'm sure you've heard. I mean, you know about Vaughn. He told me.
Yeah.
Poor lad looks like he hasn't slept in ages.
How's he doing other than...
I don't know what got to him, but it definitely got to him.
He seemed a little crazed when he appeared in the...
Well, it doesn't look like he's slept since he's left.
Motherfucker. Why did he do it?
Something told him to. And something, by God, put the scare into him.
I mean... It's a lot for him. Wow. I was gonna come see if I could ask him a question.
I think what he needs now is to sleep.
Yes. So, the meeting is adjourned, and we'll be meeting in Crippens for 2 hours.
For 2 hours? It's only going to be 2 hours?
In 2 hours, we'll be meeting in Crippens.
Oh, okay.
So, the other boys are out, you know, tending their own, you know, crops, as it were. I have a couple things I'd like to get into while I'm here. I don't know if it's maybe something you can help with, Raph.
What is that?
So, there's a spell I'm trying to learn, and I need some components for it to be able to work.
Well, wouldn't Tamlin be able to help you with that?
That's a good point. I will go speak with Tamlin, but in the meantime, is there anything else I should know?
We're a few days away from payday. It's looking like it's going to be a good one. You probably will be away when it happens, but like usual, I'll hold on to it until you guys, you know, come back.
That reminds me, there's a good chance we won't be coming back. Just being realistic about it, I just want to say to you, Raph, you've been a very good friend to everybody in this castle. We might be the lords of the castle, but you're the one that truly runs it. You're the heart and soul of this castle. You've led everybody in here.
But a piece of the far greater puzzle. A lot of what you put on my shoulders, I would put on to Big Mama's, Vaughn, Zergert, Keith. But thank you. I'd better be this than a coward. I'd be dead. I now for sure. Still working in those mines. And the world right now needs me to be brave because it needs you to be brave. So here I sit, running some ledgers, writing some notes, some letters, some supply requests, That is all that is required of me in my old age, to be thanked and called brave, and have the admiration of the youngsters of this castle, then I will gladly do so. But sadly, as of right now, I think I should be. My main duties is guard for my friend, so he gets a little sleep.
I think so.
Because he certainly covered me when I needed it.
He did.
So go on, be quiet. On your way, young lord. Oh. Will we be seeing you for dinner?
Yes.
Okay. Then you were going to Brian's.
And I looked at it, I'm like, I don't have the power in me to do it anymore.
You don't have.
I can get there, I can't get out.
There's a court wizard still.
I know, but there's a lot going on at the moment.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying that even though Vaughn is back, the other court wizard that was sent by Privence because of your guys' business arrangement is still there and working for you. And like I said, you really shouldn't be worrying about teleporting out of your castle level because you have that option available to you. That's what you pay 100 gold a day for.
Yeah.
I can just ask anybody at Brian's. Anybody want to teleport me to
Well,
Prince?
no, but if you have the teleport from there to there, you don't need to waste your own teleport, so you can go from Brian's to Privence, is what I'm saying.
I have no spells that are capable of
That's.
teleporting.
I guess he was actually thinking about that.
I thought you were saying that you said you could get there but not get back.
I was thinking I can get somebody in the castle to put me there, but I don't have a guaranteed path from Brian's.
Oh, well.
Sorry, yeah. But
Let me see.
I could just ask.
I mean, that's a big ask.
Here's 100 gold.
Oh, if only you knew teleportation circle. That's a 5th level.
Maybe I'll just flip to another page in fucking Barney Camp's book.
I gotta learn 2 spells now! So you make your way out of the castle again. Up the walls, up the staircase Tamlin made, winding upwards. The tower is as it always is, elegant, steadfast. Except for the first time ever, you don't have to knock on the door, because as you're going up to it, he's actually walking out of it. Oh, Mac, I wasn't expecting you. How was the meeting?
It went well. We've chosen our champions to come with us into battle.
Oh yes.
I hope you're okay, but you're one of them.
I figured I might end up being one.
We'll be meeting in Privence in 2 hours.
At least I'll still have dinner. That's good. Thanks for that. I'll head down. When I'll come back up, grab some supplies, and then I'll meet you there.
Okay.
Is there anything else?
Yes. There's a spell I need help with.
Makes sense.
So
You're fairly new to this.
I have a reason for secret chests now.
Hold on. You don't know secret chests.
No, I'm very new to wizarding.
Okay, you know prestidigitation?
Yes.
You know how that's like kind of like a staple and it's like a rite of passage?
Yes.
It is also secret chests. This is also that.
So I never went to wizarding school.
I know, but
learned all of this.
you are a wizard now, so you do need to know these things.
Yes.
And this is me telling you those things.
I'm gonna figure that Mordecai has the spell in his spell book, because what wizard doesn't have secret chests except me? I just need to...
Oh yeah, Mordecai for sure has it. He probably has several secret chests. Did you get any of his secret chests? Did you find any of the replicas?
No. No, not at all.
We probably might still have... Oh no, they'll be picked clean by now, won't they? Yeah, they'll be picked clean.
I'm glad the Spire has all this shit now.
Spread of knowledge, I hope.
Because I thought about it, it's like, they're good for 180 days, and it hasn't been 180 days. But then I was just like, no, but there were a shit ton of Spire students in there at the time.
They probably just went, if they didn't find the replicas, probably just went to the Ethereal Range. Like, where the fuck is
It's
it?
like going to fucking finding Nazi gold. You're like, fuck yeah. It's now going into my secret chest.
Well, the secret chest, that's why you need the miniature. Because the miniature is tethered to the actual one in the ethereal plane. So they're like,
Yeah.
So, is there any way you could help me with the material components for secret chests, please?
I mean, you probably have most of them. For like the base level, you just need a chest and another chest that's smaller and worth at least 50.
Yeah,
But you know, the first one's got to be worth 5.
5,000. Well, yeah, I
Yeah.
have. I have the jewels for it. I just need a chest to put them in.
It's got to be like made. I don't know. That sounds very shoddy and not likely to work. Because the replica needs to be a proper replica. Aren't you going to Privence?
Yeah.
Like, it sounds like something you could just purchase.
Yeah.
They probably have a shop that sells sets of that.
I have 290 gold on me at the moment.
You just said you had 5,000 gold in gems. They probably would accept payment in gems. That's part of the. Oh wow, we don't have to pay for the cost of it, and we're getting paid in it. And that you're literally paying them in their supplies that they use to make stuff. That's probably going to be fine. They're probably able to make like 6 or 7 chests once they include the wood for what you're making.
Mac at this point just takes his glasses off.
You really find the hardest solution and work backwards from there, or forwards from there, don't you?
When you live the life like I have, this is how you do it.
Do you think I haven't lived the life? I'm a half dragon, red, half white dragon with a goddamn locked cage on my head. You don't think I've lived the life? For lack of a better terms, I watched my family burn to death. And then I was permanently burned and also that fire. I'd say I'd lived a life.
Hey, Tamlin.
Yeah.
I just wanted you to know you're an important part of my family. And you are a respected member of this council.
Hey, I appreciate it. You seem like you need a minute. I'm gonna go have some dinner.
I'm gonna go drink at Brian's and then meet you in Privence.
You're not gonna have dinner?
You just told Raph you're coming.
Oh shit, I did. Oh god, yeah. I should have dinner with my family.
Yeah.
I can find a way to Brian's later.
Probably.
He's gonna show up wasted to another meeting.
Well, you should probably head to Privence early. If you show up at the 2-hour mark and then try to buy a chest, you're the jackass.
I can stay for dinner for about 15 minutes. Eat and then I go.
Quick hop over to Brian's, have a cocktail, then another hop over. You don't have the spell slots. You're not going to Brian's. We've already
I know,
established
but
that.
I'm going to Privence, because how long is it going to take to get a chest in Privence? You're going to at least want 30 minutes.
Yeah. You've only spent about 10 minutes here so far?
Oh god, time's a ticking.
Tick-tock, says Frederick. Let's go get some food.
Yes.
Hamlin says. I mean, normally if it was another spell component, I would just throw it your way, but like that's a very particular thing, and I just have the ones that I'm using. You're also going to need to learn the spell.
Yes.
Is it in that book?
I hope so.
I mean, presumably it is.
Hopefully it's on the, the second or third spell slot part of it.
What?
What I mean to say is, I just hope it's earlier in the book than later. Because I'd
It's
imagine
a
it'd be...
4th level spell.
It's in alphabetical order. It's
No, when you say 2nd to 3rd level spell,
Sorry, I forgot what spell slot it was. I'm like, it'll be earlier in the spell slots.
that's not even how things are arranged. You don't even know. I mean, you flip through it, you have some knowledge of it, but that's not how things are arranged.
I found the glossary.
You know where stuff is. You can have a good, you'll have time on the wagon.
Yeah,
the
it's-
glossary famously found on page 78.
Yes, I will be finding out very quickly when as we're traveling, if, he has it in his spell book.
Well, I tell you what then. What I can do for you is I can bring you some some ink, so you won't have to worry about the ink.
Thank you.
You have your own spell book, right? Yeah, you have your own.
Mhm.
Not including.
Not
Yeah, I
including
have my own.
Mordecai's.
Yeah,
He would have to because
yeah. I forgot. Someone gave it to you. What was it? Did Cringe give you one?
I believe Crunch gave me one.
yeah, Cringe must have.
But like as part of the wizard class, you do get one as your item. It was one of the items. They
Okay,
gave you.
but yes, I know that. But I've also told you 1,000 times if you're gonna fucking do something like that, you have to include an RP moment.
Mhm.
So you can't just say, "No, I have one," like you just did, because it says so. You have to incorporate it into your story.
Mm.
So if you did get one, where did
Yeah.
you get it?
It would have been from Crunch.
It was from Cringe. I swear to God, he gave it to him as like.
Yeah, I think so too. But I'm saying is like we shouldn't be the ones telling him his story
Mm.
because he's the one that's lived it. Is kind of what I'm getting at.
No, it was Crunch. I remember.
I'm
whenever-
glad you could agree to that after all this time. So you have take your gold infused ink magic stuff, and then you do that. You are gonna need to find it in his to copy it. I mean, if push comes to shove, you could copy it from mine, I guess, because I'll be going with you. But if you're going to be spending more time with that, you should really get it from there. It'll help you unlock the secrets along the way.
I kind of thought about that.
Make your way back down. Big Mama's put on quite a lavish feast. There is a whole pig, one of those big, with the apple in its mouth, cooked, pigs broken down. The whole orc crew is like cutting into that meat now and kind of serving it to people. You've got, multiple casseroles as well as, you've baked carrots, potatoes, the potatoes mixed with onions. She got tons of good stuff. She put on quite the feast. Multiple turkeys. You'd say that, she's clearly trying to keep spirits up because, some bad news has been given out recently, around the world. So, there's a lot of murmurings. There's a lot of what's going to happen to us, what's going on, what's next, what's to come. But there's a lot of strong and powerful people here. So at the same time, there's a little bit of collective, even though you're taking one of the strongest people away from your castle. There's going to be some murmurs about that. But at the same time, you're a little dissuaded from feeling that bad because you do know Vaughn is here. He will rest up. He will be available soon. But then Zerger walks through the door with his brand new leg and arm and knee, sporting the green thumb kind of loaded onto his back, and an arrow loaded where the missile used to be. Kind of slowly waltzes his way, and you can tell he's still getting used to it. He's not walking at the normal speed that he used to be, but he's not walking slow. It's just, he's essentially relearning how to have his own gait. It is very much an all eyes on him scenario when he walks in, but at the same time, as soon as he walks in, you can tell that there's reassurance through the room. Like, okay, we got this fucking guy.
Yeah.
We have a walking tank.
I forgot. That's the arrow of Yondu that you mentioned.
Yes.
I had forgotten that was put on him.
Yep.
He is kidded.
Yes, he is.
Say my greetings to Zerger. Hello. How are you doing? How are you feeling?
He kind of gestures with his robe. Better. It was very painful. And I can still kind of feel in it, even though I can't feel in it, if that makes any sense.
Like you can still feel your limbs that are not there anymore?
Yeah.
That's very peculiar.
Yeah, the doc said that'll happen.
Wow, if I can say, you're certainly very powerful looking now. I certainly wouldn't want to
Was I
fight.
not powerful looking before?
Well, no, but now you're menacing.
I don't know if menacing is kind of what I was going for, but thank you, and also thank you.
You're very welcome.
So Raph tells me you're heading off again,
Yes.
and you're taking Tamlin.
Yes.
Tamlin, and it's just like opens up the gate and just fun taking. Yeah, so we can put food into it. He has a slightly longer fork than everyone else.
Nice.
A little bit of a meeting we all have to attend to, where we go and make.
I don't think it'll. Tamlin goes, I don't think it's a meeting. We're leaving. We're departing. It's a departure time, not a meeting.
Oh no, I meant the meeting is where we go and kick Malin's ass and the Praetorian's ass.
That's not what we're doing. You know that, right?
Yeah, it's a strike force. We're gonna try and damage his army as much as possible.
Yeah. We're not going to fight the Praetorian and Malin. You know that, right?
Yes, we're going to kick his ass though. Kick his army's ass.
Yes. But I'm just letting you know. If you lose sight of that, if we're out there, and you turn this into a fight with Malin, because of what happened to Crench, I'm going to leave. Because that's not the fight we're fighting. Don't get baited. Don't get lost into it. We all want to kill him. But we don't really know how to take out the Praetorian yet. We can take out his armies, but if he shows up, we leave. With some of the mightiest defenders that Pangier has. We're not dying to satiate some bloodlust for revenge.
I understand that.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Because remember that when it happens.
Somebody needs to tell Korvac that. Korvac was like, we're gonna run into Malin, right?
This is your chance to win over.
Alright.
You could have like a Titanic moment where you like sleep with him.
Wait. They just pick each other up.
There's like thousands of movies where people sleep with each other. Why did you pick the Titanic?
Well, it's gonna be like Titanic-esque,
Because you're gonna be in a car and a boat, and there's gonna be steam, and he's gonna put his hand on the window.
Or you're gonna make art. He's
With
gonna
the steam on the window?
He's gonna
You're gonna do all of this during a battle, like paint each other nude, not just have sex but make love. You're gonna do all of that while everyone else is dying around you, and then that'll convince them.
Yeah, action starts pretty sick.
Hey guys, sorry, everybody else has to have 130-minute long combat. It's a whole hell of a lot of rounds.
That is a lot.
Korvac has to wine and dine Malin real fast. Even breaking that down into minutes, that would still take forever.
I know.
What are you doing?
Vasco says he's going to fuck the omelet guy during the beach episode.
That's now we know what he's doing, I guess.
During the river run.
It's canon.
Don't sound defeated by it. Like you had multiple sexes.
Yeah,
Well,
that's fine.
Within this last week.
So
Proud of you.
you all enjoy yourselves. You have some wine, some conversation. Anyone's there if there's anything you'd wish to talk about specifically.
I've already had my conversation with my family. I think it's just general, chit chat, reassuring, the castle,
Mac does ask, how long do you think you're gonna be?
I don't know, really. It's going to be a couple days at the least. Once we've taken care of this, we, hope to come back to Castle Backstreet to rest and prepare for our next move. Something on your mind, Dad?
Just thinking. I know we all keep saying it, just gotta do this one more thing, just gotta do this one more thing. We're running out of things we gotta do.
I know. I don't know what. I mean, well, I have my, wants and desires. I don't know where the end of this will lead me, but I think my desire for adventuring is coming to an end. I think I want to, teach people. I still want to explore, but none of this world-saving shit. I'm good on that after this.
Why do you think Grinch wanted to hang it up? Why do you think the Paragons got upset? There's only so much actual world saving you can do in life before, let the other kids take care of it. They ain't gonna learn unless you do it.
It's true. I think we've already started raising some of the next generation. Just looks at Zergard.
Oh, he's already raised at this point.
Yeah.
There's a certain excitement I've never felt before, but it's the excitement for potential. I know I'm still growing, but I'm reaching the end of what I can do. But seeing the youngins that are coming in, seeing what they can do, it's quite inspirational.
Marty, are you alright? I was just thinking, you guys, since you had your run-in with your mother turning into a werewolf, you guys haven't gotten paid by the castle since then, right?
No.
Okay, yeah. I've been running the math in my head since I said the thing with math. I'm like, that's accurate, right? Like, yeah. Payday is, I think, it's either a day or 2 days. I gotta check the calendar. Well, Mac, I think you said you had things you had to do.
Oh yes. I must run off to prison for just a little bit of buy-ins before we go.
Raph goes, do you need anything from the coffers? I mean, I have the key. I can open it up for you if you wish.
We have this much. Take it. No, all of it. So if you need to dip into that, just go for it.
I mean, I can always replenish it very easily.
How much do you have? Let me see.
Like 10K's left.
Is that just all in the gold? That's not even taking from the treasure and stuff?
The treasures. No, it's I believe I wrapped it all together because I labeled the treasure above.
I knew there was a chest in there. I forgot how valuable it was. I'm like, what if you just have? It's only worth 1,500.
Yeah.
No.
All right.
You have 6,000 SP, which is 600 GP. You have 200 PP, which is 2,000 GP. You have so much.
And I was.
You've been keeping track of the days too.
I figured that. Yeah. I don't know. It's probably off by a couple days, but it's as close as I can keep it.
When did these numbers increase? Was that you selling stuff, or I'm just seeing sometimes they jump up. Was that just you adding to it?
Let's see here. Yeah, initially, because what happened was the portion that was due to Xerath.
Oh, before it went to Vaughn, you
Yeah.
pumped it into that once?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I do remember that, I think vaguely.
Yeah.
We were like, let's just let the castle keep it until we have somebody else.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta pack some supplies, get ready to go, get some cage varnish.
Would you like me to pick you up any while I'm in Prevens?
I have some, thank you. Make it myself.
So, Raph, maybe, if possible, would like to take a little bit of a personal loan.
It's not a personal loan, it's the funds, it's the castle's money, it's put there by you. Sure, it's our expenditures, but at the end of the day, it's your money.
Do you think I'd be alright to take 5,000-6,000 gold out?
You got 11,000?
It's almost 11,000. Yeah.
And then you have all that other stuff to sell too if they need it.
Exactly.
Yes, 5,000, 6,000, that's not a problem. Especially if you can just make 25,000 given notice. Also, if push comes to shove, we have salesmen coming all the time. I have this. He gestures to the symbol that gestures that he's the steward. That can also send. I can message, ask for permission sell one of the many paintings of value that we don't want to hang up. Because, you know, they were the pieces of shit that used to live here before you, and we don't really like them. There's so many things we can sell that are just sitting in the coffers if we need the money.
Okay. If I could have 6,000 gold, please.
Sure. Josh takes 6,000 gold out of the funds. Make note of this too, because like there might be a day like we are coming to the end, but like, you know, near the end, like what happened? What day did we take over 6,000? Did something bad happen to the castle? Did we have to repair the castle?
Secret chest.
Yes.
Okay.
What?
This is probably the last time I'm gonna be able to do this, just possibly. I turn to my father. I have a painting that I had painted of you in memorial. Would you like it as a gift?
Well, that's kind of grim, but at the same time vaguely interesting.
It's
Yeah,
actually
okay.
a very nice picture of you. I
Did you
did
take
it.
a portrait of a portrait?
Well, I looked at you in the portrait of Crench's castle. So you're a sexy beast in it.
So yeah, you took a portrait of a portrait essentially. Yeah, all right, yeah, I'll take that.
I get it out, and I just.
How big was it? Yeah, there you go. It's your
It was like a
problem now.
it was like a proper painting.
Oh, yeah. You can get this framed up and put up nicely. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Now that you got the real thing going around, you don't need this anymore. What do you think, honey? Oh, it's nice. Why couldn't you have gotten into painting? You're clearly good at it. You had to go out saving the world, huh?
I would like to take up painting as a hobby in my elder life.
That's just a hobby. This, you could, you know. What are you gonna be, the Glamour Bard College person? Also, Raymond says the Lore Bard thing's still on the table.
To be fair, you know, if Damien started making paintings, they'd be worth fucking thousands just by
Who?
Darian, sorry.
Oh.
Why did I think Damien?
So, I quickly did the math. So, all of this was our initial start of 11,100. So, all of this is definitely spent up then. But we still have the leftover 4,879.
Well, let me see. Are you sure? Because I remember there was a.
We didn't, those gems on the right hand side, we didn't touch. Because I was like, those are spell components, right? We're not going to add that to the total.
Oh, and that 11,100 included this 1,574 GP?
I don't know where that number comes from.
That might be another number that needs to be added then? So is that 35 hundo plus 15 hundo plus 5 plus 5 puts us at 6,000 plus the 2,000 from the PP plus the 600 from the GP, from the SP, plus
Good on you for
1574.
tracking all this entire time.
Yeah.
I don't think that's right, bud, because
Did I do my math wrong?
you did, because it comes up to 10,100, not 11,100. Also, if you just add up the 500, if you just added up the 500, yes, that's correct. But that's not 500 in paintings. It's 500 paintings. And you have 6 of them. So that's actually 3,000.
Yeah.
Plus the 500 sword, plus the 1,500 chest, plus the 3,500 in gems, plus the 2,000, plus the 600. Oh, okay, now I see. What did I do differently this time? Then what's this 1574 here?
I don't know, man. I didn't make a note of what it fucking was. I'm glad to just. I would cross it out at this point.
Yeah? Alright, that works for me. You still have the gems at the very least.
Let's just be fucking paupers in the next campaign. None of this, fucking lordship and castles and bank accounts.
Yeah, but you're gonna miss all the things that you had people for.
Yeah.
We don't need personal possessions. We're gonna be birds.
You're gonna need people to teleport you.
That's what Jennifer's for.
So,
Who needs teleportation? We can fly.
you gather your stuff up after dinner. Just give your hugs and kisses goodbyes again. Pack up some things. Take your money from Raph. Give him his hugs and kisses. Then you head to the teleportation circle.
Square on the lips.
And the court wizard, the Prevence is there. He's packing up. Hey! Good to see you again. Just want to say thank you for the opportunity. I know that Vaughn's here. I'll probably be doing another shift or two, but this will probably be it for us. It was good meeting you.
It was
Good working with you guys.
Thank you for taking care of our castle.
Absolutely, not a problem. Yep, the teleportation circle's ready to go. It's good for you to hop in there. Just real fast, right before you go, what's my name?
I knew that was coming.
I'm just kidding. And they just pat you on the back
I
like,
want to roll inside. Is he gonna teleport me right to the fucking Praetorian?
I do the sun!
Alex, you fucking got me bamboozled into the Paragon yet. The Paragon, the Praetorian again. That's a natural 1 on insight. Fuck 8.
Seems like he's just busting your balls, because as much as he's worked for you, I think this is the first time he's actually bumped into you.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate everything you've done for my castle in my absence.
Not a problem. I was literally paid to do it. It's fine.
If you ever need anything, you can always reach out to me.
I literally work for Maximilian Pizzarian. Good.
I'd like to go to Privence now, please.
The teleporter has been... I almost have to cast another one. You've wasted so much time. It's been working the entire time. Please just take one fucking step forward and you'll be...
I step into it.
Okay, thank you. He gestured towards you like 3 times. Why'd you act like I'm the one extenuating this? Just walk into it. Jeez.
But I could end up in the Praetorian's lair.
Why did you think that's... You know you rolled an 8. Mac doesn't.
Oh, I know.
So when I say Mac thinks it's cool, Mac thinks it's cool.
Oh, I know, but it was beforehand. It was why I was hesitant.
But that was after, and you kept saying you
And
want
then
to go to it.
And then he started busting my balls over something, so I'm like, I'd like to just go to Privence now. Goodbye.
He wasn't busting your balls at that point. He was just saying, good working with you. He was trying to end it so that you would go through. Come on, man, go through. So you're in Privence. Row 3 is probably be about where you wanted to ask for.
Okay.
It's just Mardicath. It's all Mardicath.
I'm Mordecai now. I'd like to, there's like a place I can go, like a concierge, isn't that I can ask where things are.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to go there.
What's the name of that inn?
It's been a long time.
No, it hasn't. Yeah.
Isn't it like a golden something?
It
Thatch.
is.
The Golden Thatch.
It
Golden
is.
Thatch, yeah. I'd like to go to the Golden Thatch, please.
Okay, it's just a layer up, but it is coming up to 5:30, which means things are closing soon.
Okay.
So you make your way up, go to the 4th layer. Golden Thatch is, make your way in. There's a concierge. Hello. What can I do for you this evening?
So I'm looking to purchase the material components for the spell secret chest. Would you be able to point me in the direction of a 5,000 value chest? And
Have you gone to the ethereal anvil yet?
No, I haven't.
Maybe them or Kaiser's components. But, you know what? I'd give Kaiser's components first. The ethereal anvil does a little bit more focus on already made magic. I would hurry. You probably walk past them on your way up here, and stores are closing any minute.
Can you put me towards Kaiser's components, please?
You know how the city works, right?
Yeah, it's on layers.
Which means there's only one street that just wraps around, right?
Yeah.
And she said you walk past it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just go back the way you came.
And look for a store that says Kaiser's Components.
How far back is it?
It's on the 4th layer.
Okay. Head towards it.
There we go. You make your way back out, and you probably should start running at this point because, stores close. Everybody wants to go home and eat dinner. That's sort of happening now. So you're kind of running fast. You also kind of look over the edge and see, like, a large gathering, and, like, there's, a departure ceremony being put together in benches, and people are getting ready. The wagons are around there. You see some of the people that are already at the meeting are like, yeah, that's probably Nesmith. That's supposed to be down there. You eventually make your way to a little store, Kaiser's Components, little store. It is rather kind of boutique looking. Everything here, it's very clearly like the, hey, do you need a fucking 1,000 gold piece mirror? Do you need a 5,000 gold piece bowl? That's what we do. Like, that's what we're here for. You walk up to the door right as someone is, like, flipping the sign.
Look, you're that guy.
And then it, like, just looks down at you. It is a, it's a furbolg and, like, a kind of an apron and sort of like a work outfit. You can tell he's not, like, a showroom person. He's just sort of, like, and he kind of doesn't know what to do. And then you can hear someone murmur behind him, and he looks back, and it's just like, oh. And he opens the door. And you go in, and there's a tiefling behind the counter. Hello, I'm Kaiser. Sorry about that. You are rather late. It's been a rather busy day. Lots of people, end of the world and stuff. Everybody wants, to be prepared. I could have closed the shop day at 2 p.m. and still would have been one of the most profitable days in history. So everyone is a little tired.
I'm so sorry. I just need the material components for Secret Chest, please.
Well, that's a bit of a big ask. I'm low on supplies, but I have 3 sets here for you. Of course, this one's valued at 5,000. This one's valued at 50. And of course, because of the pairing and the labor and the cost to do things, the total price will come out to 6,000 gold pieces for the pair.
No, I agree to that.
Okay. We have your choice of secret chest. Like I said, I only have the 3. There's one that is a rather kind of darkly varnished and sort of stained, like a dark oak, maybe like a very, very rich mahogany. You're not entirely sure, and you don't want to say, because, you've never bought a chest before. But it has lovely kind of match, kind of like patchwork, like sort of metal framings around it on with all the hinges, all the guard, and everything like that. The lock itself and the lock piece in the set is made from Mithril itself. And as you can see, there are little bespectacled emerald and ruby and sapphire throughout anywhere where the metal is. And that metal is also stained with roughly the same varnish. We, of course, mix it up a little bit so it's the metal, but that's the wood itself. Well, here we have something a little lighter. It's a sort of riverwood looking, rather smooth, rather nice, and basically, quite literally, light contrast as opposed to dark contrast for that one. It has that kind of sandalwood, riverwood kind of look to it. There's, it looks almost like brass or copper fittings and chains throughout. This one, the lock piece and and the centerpiece are platinum, and those are amethyst and ruby embroidered all throughout. And of course, we have our, our third option. It is a little bit more expensive. The metal on this one is all gold. There's no like steel that's been like plucked up and then just the centerpiece. But the center bit of this one is actually also platinum. There's also adamantium kind of infused throughout it. And the wood is kind of has like a sort of greenish purple sort of hue to it throughout, and it's not like solid color and anything. It makes it, sometimes it's a little bit more green here, sometimes it's a little bit more purple here. So it has that kind of sort of stained effect throughout, and then it has that gold, and there's a lot of emerald and sapphire embedded into this one. So this one is worth 6,500. These ones are worth 6,000.
Quite like the Riverwood one with platinum.
Of course. For 6,000 gold, it is yours. And I must ask, before we make this transaction, is there anything else I can do for you? Because like I said, we would like to wrap up. There is a ceremony that we're trying to get to.
Same.
Are you also going to the departure ceremony?
Yes, I am.
Oh, good. We might see you there.
Alright, and I hand over the 6,000 gold.
I love how you holding it over like it were bills. Like, yep. 6,000 gold.
Throws the bag. Count it out.
Oh, God! Oh! You can't just chuck like a small one.
Listen, it's an investment. We have a secret chest now, Korvac. I know I just spent company money. This is a tax write-off.
Precisely. So you make your way. Hold on, let me ask you. How do you want to get to the departure ceremony from here? You kind of get like ushered out the door. The door is like immediately locked behind you. That sign is flipped over to close. They start, putting down. What are those? What am I thinking of?
Shovels.
Blinds. Yeah, blinds.
Question: how big is this chest? Like the actual chest?
Quite large.
Is he like?
It has. Yeah, he very much is.
Dude, don't you wish you had Tensor's floating disc right now?
3 feet by 2 feet by 2 feet at least.
Stop it!
So one time.
I know! I'm not a good wizard!
Like I just said, don't you wish you had Tensor's floating disc right now?
You can at least put the little chest in the big chest for right now.
I'm thinking it
It
gets...
just rattles around.
Plus he had his bag full of stuff he was bringing with him. He's probably put that in the chest now. Wait a minute, no. Of course not. No, the answer to this is... Wait a minute.
Can you fit a bag of holding?
Let me check the bag of holding, because that might... I think you can fit it around the bag of holding.
Can you help me put this in here, please?
No, I've already closed the door behind you, thanks. Roughly 2 feet in diameter at the mouth and 4 feet deep. Yeah, you can absolutely throw that chest into that bag of holding. Not even a problem. So how are you getting from the outside of Kaiser's components?
Is there a form of public transportation in Frivens?
Roll Arcana? Stop doing that, Jesus!
Fucking Christ, 8. You go in the box.
It's just like a, just
Okay, then roll history.
That's me. $27.
You have a spell that is still within your spell components. I mean, spell slots to get you there are a lot faster than that. You have several spells that could get you there pretty faster.
How many dimension doors would it take to get?
Dimension door, spider fly.
I'm not Basco, I'm sorry.
Don't you have polymorph?
I do. Giant eagle. It's coming full circle.
I mean, yeah, I'd think so.
To get myself there in a decent amount of time, I'm going to cast polymorph onto myself to turn into maybe not a giant eagle because that might scare people.
You want to be able to carry the chest.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't giant eagles scare people in Privens?
Because we have Rachdell here, and they have.
Giant eagles are the
Yeah.
defense force that they use already in the city.
Yeah.
There are literally giant eagles flying around all the time,
You blend right in.
as are falcons and hawks and stuff.
Giant eagle it is.
Now, you don't want to get mixed up with them, for obvious reasons. You know, there are people riding on some of them. Hey, imitator! Ah! But I mean, as you just kind of like nose diving down off the side, you notice a guard behind you that seems very familiar, kind of shaking his fist.
Stop doing magic.
There are designated magic areas and spells you can and cannot do. That was one of them.
Man, we got you like a copy of the rules.
You guys haven't looked for him once. Is the
We don't
problem.
care.
We're at that stage of existence where we just don't give a shit about rules.
What's up?
Okay.
He misses you.
Who is it, Michael?
No. Just make no sense.
Brother.
Who's on tonight?
Yeah, it is.
Did you say AA, Ron?
Mhm.
Good for you, Josh. I'm proud of you. Are we ready to continue?
Yes.
So, you swoop in, and then everyone in the crowd is just like, ooh, ah, thinking it's part of the show. Because, you know, giant eagles are everywhere here. And then you sort of swoop up, and then you kind of see, like, there's a gathering section for people like yourselves. You see Nesmith's there, you see Rainey's there, you see Graf's there. You see Raff and Gar's there. You see Thoreau's there. Basco, at this point, I'd say would already be there. Korvac's taking his sweet ass time. Where Basco is, of course, Treathel is. So, you land, and then immediately, revert back, and then everyone's like, ooh, ah, like, there's crowds of people on, like, bleachers, and there's standing rooms, and sort of, and you guys are all roped off in this other area. There are a bunch of soldiers there. Like, there's a bunch of wagons. Everything's getting loaded, but I need you to make me a perception check. That looks good.
18.
There is a he's here. There is a uniform. It's slightly different than all the other uniforms that you see. It's not the traditional plate mail. It's sort of redesigned for different purposes, sort of not the same combat movements. It's like a different sort of leather mixed with metal. And kind of get the idea that this might be the unit that you were talking about. No colors, no specific designs, because it's one of the first troops made between two nations, part Privens, part Bismuth. And you kind of like, what sort of weapons might those be? And then you look at what they're sort of loading, and they have rifles. They don't look like they have high capacity, like Rainey's, where she can shoot several before she reloads. But they look a lot faster than the traditional muskets that the pirate folk have. these look like they are sort of like a breech-loaded kind of musket shooting thing, so that they can go a little bit faster, but not by a lot. But it's not quite, multi-cartridge things that, Rainey has. But this is clearly society without Naslin Viserion or Nathaniel Valin. Interfering, making it for them. They're like, we'll reverse engineer and we'll get there. Like we've gotten a little bit better, but we'll get to making what you do economic on a grand scale eventually. And you're kind of just getting lost up in this. And I'd say you teleport via your staff, or do you have someone teleport you? You got there via
staff, so I had to get somebody that Shaman will take me.
Yeah, at this point, you probably get yourself teleported to ground level there, and you have joined the fray as much. So now, Basco, you're all together again. And a familiar face approaches you, one you haven't seen in a long time.
Oh, ho, ho. My boys! Oh, ho, ho. It's so long since I've seen you. Don't you remember me? You got me out of that hot water with Sinclair.
Who is this, Mac?
Who was the orc military commander with you?
Commander Dijon. Lieutenant Commander Dijon.
Yes, that's right.
I corrected myself.
So not as Thomas, as Mac, you would go.
It's Lieutenant Commander Dijon.
Well, lieutenant.
Lieutenant.
Because you got weird British stuff.
Oh, no. For now, I'm full Commander Dijon.
Full commander.
Well, no, it's just Commander. It's not full Commander.
Okay. Commander, scratch that.
Dijon.
Hell yeah.
I was promoted. Well, the whole helping uncover Sinclair thing really helped. Like I said, thank you very much for that. But, also, leading an experimental unit with troops like this.
I mean, it's quite an undertaking, I imagine.
Quite right. It is an honor, by the way.
Thank you.
We are really looking forward to seeing what these can do, but also at the same time, I'm looking forward to seeing what you boys can do. I know you're powerful in here, but I also know you're powerful up here, so I want to see what that's like on the field of battle.
Of course. I can't wait to show you.
It looks like he's got like 3 more medals on his chest around here since the last time you saw him.
It's gonna be a spectacle.
What's he been doing?
Good. I have to go back to the troops, but, good. No Professor Mango this time. He was viciously murdered.
What?
No, I'm just kidding. It was the alcoholism. No, I'm just kidding. He's just not coming.
I don't want to go anymore. Funny turtle man. Not coming with us.
Yes. I miss Professor Mango.
Oh, God.
I'm 27. Oh,
I'm
I'm very old.
middle aged.
Yeah. You see Rainey walk up. She's got her gun in like a sort of like those sort of leather cases. It's not like a case. It's sort of like a soft sling, but it covers it so that not everybody sees what she's lugging around with her currently. No, Professor Mango is not an alcoholic. He is a serious domestic abuser, though.
Alex, it really wants you to eat yogurt.
Yogurt.
I don't know why it keeps freezing when we do that, but whatever. It's not on the actual stream.
That's how they get you. Like, the ogre's just like, we got the thing that sticks.
It's so fucking funny. For like 30 minutes, it's just been a screen of
So, as Rainey's approaching, you think, oh, good, Rainey's coming. You hear someone behind her, and then she kind of turns to go talk. She's like, I understand your concern, but you don't have to come with me. And then you see Naslin Viserion. No. It's multiple reasons. One, you are in a state, young lady, and you shouldn't have volunteered to come anyways. And I can't let you go without someone looking after you. If you're going to be looking after everyone else. And also, I really want to know how much they've gotten done around my design. Because they're clearly ripping off my design over there. And I want to see how much. It's either me or that damn Nathaniel. And if that's the case, I want to know what the fuck he's got going on. So it's a research mission. Fine. She looks to y'all. This cool?
I mean, as long as he stays with the crew back, right?
And he kind of looks to you. How dare you, young man?
You wanted to be on the front?
And she kind of looks, she's like, you done it now.
Uh-oh.
Young man, I was dropping into missions with Crinch while you were still sucking on your mommy's titty. You understand that?
Yep. I
Hey,
believe it.
check this shit out, kid. And he just takes what looks to be a single shot pistol.
Uh-huh.
And you're like, well, that's not very impressive. And then he goes, and it just explodes. Fucking grenade launcher, kid. This is what I'm fucking bringing to the table. Oh, big stick. Cool. Can you throw it at him and have it explode? And you have 100 of them in a bag of holding right here? Because I do.
I'm gonna insight his durability.
Yeah, fuck it. Medicine check.
Medicine check.
Well, it's a pretty good number, though. So that's a 26.
So,
He's still a durable fellow.
Oh, he's an old man.
Okay. Is he gonna survive getting stabbed?
He's not even an old man. He's an old gnome.
Yeah. So that's a no, he's not gonna survive getting stabbed?
I mean, let me do a quick, this is the first gonna survive getting stabbed? Is Nesmith gonna survive getting stabbed?
Yes?
no.
No?
Not
I
at
mean,
all.
is Tamlin, how much HP do you think Tamlin has?
I'm
He's
really,
an artificer.
I'm really just making sure he's not citizen level of HP, is all I'm looking.
Oh, I thought of a really horrible comment. Korvac, you can't judge gnomes like that. They basically enter adulthood old as shit.
Rainey, just looks to you, just like, you don't think he's gonna make it? He taught me almost everything I knew.
Maybe it's just because I've only seen him in the shop. It just didn't occur to me, that's all.
Yeah, you've seen me as a victim. Wait until you see me kick some ass, kid.
I mean, you kicked our ass, so I seen it. I'm sorry, I thought you were talking as Rainey.
No.
Yeah, sorry.
No, Rainey's the Southern Belle sounding one, not the old gnome sounding one.
That's right.
But yeah, she also kicked your ass, and she doesn't have the same constitutional pool of health that you do. That's for sure, does she?
All right.
I know how to use it, and I know how to stand back, and I have tons of inventions and multiple bags of holding to get me out of most things. It's called being an artificer. Sure, I won't, make the mistake of getting between the biggest monster and the biggest guy to, try to tank. Because what stupid artificer would do that? I know how to put myself into combat so I won't get hit.
Yeah.
Korvac, I want to see this.
You want to see this?
Artificers
Oh,
are...
kid. Trust me. You want to see it.
Artificers
If
are
you
fucking
thought
crazy.
Nathaniel had some cool shit, I've had literally infinite amount of time in a bubble to think about stuff. I built some wacky shit. That's why you haven't seen me. I've had thousands of ideas in my head because I had nothing to do but just think and make and map the schematics I folded in my head. Nothing to make. It was torture. Like 1,000 itches across your entire body that you couldn't scratch.
Oh man, I just get annoyed with the ones in my boot.
So, with the help of 4-hour nights, a shit ton of coffee, and almost infinite time, I built a lot of them, and you're gonna want to see it. I'll fucking show that Nathaniel Berlin. He wanted to one-up the game on firearms while I was away. Well, I got the next best thing.
Ooh.
I'm gonna corner the market on something else,
Can I roll insight on
and you're gonna see.
I want to roll insight on what he's talking about. 16.
Gas warfare.
Shotguns!
Mustard gas!
I kind of look over at the first man and back at Naslin.
If you're slow enough to get hit by Professor Mango, then you deserve to get abused domestically. He probably has another turtle wife, so, you know... She's also slow.
28-year-old blonde bimbo human.
He's just so smart. I love him for his mind.
It's for his money.
What money? He's a professor.
But he's
Tenured!
Yeah, he can't get fired. That doesn't mean he's like...
Fuck. Tenured as a fucking guy that lives to be 50 is not good. I would have spent half my life doing this.
I spent half my time getting tenured. I'll do 5 more years, then retire.
Is my 401k ready yet?
No. You spent no time putting into it. Why would you think it would be? Oh my god. Do they have fluctuating rates for retirement accounts?
Yep.
Based off race? That would be so unfair.
Ask Ophidia.
I'm sorry, as an elf, you get a 0.01% interest rate on your account because you've got a lot of time to build up. But this goblin here gets an 18% interest rate on his retirement account. Hell yeah!
Holy shit.
At this point, everybody starts gathering, hooking things up. Everyone is eventually here. Darien, being his city, is actually the last person to show up.
Of course.
And he has a huge crowd of people with him. It looks as if, basically, since him leaving the Temple of Sin and walking here, a crowd of people has just sort of amassed around him. He's got his arm around Rosalind, who you kind of have put, 2 and 2 together. She was the girl that was singing when you guys first met the Temple of Sin all that time ago. Remember that conversation you all had together?
Yeah.
That was Rosalind. So you kind of get the putting 2 and 2 together that this is his main lady.
Mm-hmm.
But Christopher Lance is there, Rodrin Galen, Desmond Farrell. Roll insight and or perception. I'll give you guys the choice. Different DCs, different things.
Unnatural 20 on perception.
Yeah, I'll do insight for 17.
Everybody seems to have a little bit, like, all of those guys, even though they work for Darien, have their own sort of crew. And you sort of think that, like, they've got their bandmates or their backups or their whatever. So you see those guys, and, like, they all have sort of groups of people with them. And you realize that a lot of this crowd is still fans, but the ones closest to him are actually just people further down the pyramid, essentially, like, that you just haven't met. Christopher Lance has a band. Rosalind has her, guitar player and everything. But the rest of it just seems to be crowds of people who are just like, oh my god, is that fucking Darien Vatan? And you know that, he straight up looks like he's got that light emanating around him the first time you see him, like, come on, man. Come party with me. But he's made his final approach. Everyone, now the crowd has to be hushed and quieted because Maximilian stands at a pedestal on the far end, kind of on the stage. That was, it's not a permanent one. It's a hastily constructed one for this event because they'd had 2 hours notice. Thank you, everyone, for coming. And on such short notice as well. We knew this sort of thing would be happening today, but, so shoot. Thank you to the stagehands and the crew and everyone who could put these bleachers and the food that was donated. We all thank you very much for that. But don't give away all of your thanks yet. For the real reason we are here today is to thank this collection. Heroes
does not do it justice. This small group of less than 20 is going to attempt to do what our armies in this state currently cannot, in an attempt to give our armies chance to fortify, reconvene, reconnect, reforge ourselves, and come out better and stronger and capable of surviving the front that is coming towards us. These intrepid adventurers and powerful friends of ours are going out, risking life and limb on our expense, almost all voluntarily. And for that we are forever in your debt. As Viscount of Privence, from this point forward, for if any of you need anything, I am indebted to you. And you will always find home and hearth here. I know I'm speaking not just for myself, but for the people of Privence and the people of Pangaea itself. And everybody's just like, woo, yeah! Now, I'm not one for long speeches, and you all aren't one for sitting and listening to them. And also, I had very little time to prepare. So please, without further ado, go on your adventure and know that we here at home are supporting you, are behind you, and most importantly, waiting for you to get home. And we will see you all again here very soon. And then like a band starts playing, and then everybody's like, woo, yeah! And then you hear that, sorry, it's not full commander, it's Commander Dijon.
Yeah.
Forward march! And everybody, they start going. And you guys have a guard. A lot of them have their own horses, so they seem to, maybe they may be mounted cavalry, maybe, you know, they're trained for a lot of stuff. But they make their move forward. A bunch of wagons with supplies go. And then there's a few stagecoaches for everybody. Who do you guys want to sit with? Because you're going to have enough room, because you're all going to sit together, presumably.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll probably have room for about 3 or 4 more, depending on who you bring with you, on this particular stagecoach.
Tamlin,
Tamlin. Hmm?
he's a close friend.
Okay. You still got Nesmith, Darian, Rackdell, Graf, Krathell's with you. Tybalt, Brainy, the First Man, Ravengar, Thoreau, and his 2 bodyguards.
I mean,
If you guys don't make the decision, I'll make the decision for you.
Rainy and he just said his name. Rainy and the
I
guy.
just said all of their names.
I know. Well, I don't think you mentioned the mechanic, the gunsmith. Nesmith. Yes.
Not Nesmith.
Not
Nesmith is the halfling.
That's right.
Naslin.
Naslin.
Naslin the Syrian.
Yeah.
Both small.
Excuse me. One of them is small. Rainy is a half elf.
Sorry, Nesmith and Naslin, both small.
Yeah, but they're both not coming with you.
They could fit.
No, they can't. Roll perception.
Nat 20.
10.
Okay. So, everyone's kind of loading on their stagecoaches. Your group, plus Tamlin, Rainy, and
Naslin are getting in. Darian and a bunch of folks are kind of Darian. I'll say Darian, Nesmith, Graf, and Tybalt are going to be in one. And then Ravengar, Thoreau, his 2 bodyguards. I think that's it. Yeah, the first man, Ravengar, Thoreau, and the 2 bodyguards will be in another one. No, that's actually too much weight in one, because between the first man, Ravengar, Thoreau, those are the heaviest people.
The first man's just sprinting at all times.
So, first man, Darian, Nesmith, and Rachdell. And then Graf, Thoreau, and the 2 bodyguards. Ravengar will be with the other one, the first one. Because those bodyguards are heavy as shit. As is the first man. Y'all are getting loaded up. Everyone's kind of hugging and kissing people goodbye. The first man is just getting on and just sitting and waiting for everyone else to get on because he doesn't have anything else going on. Ravengar's gives a hug to Dabin Garford before he gets on the Dwarf King. Darian's basically kissing 1,000 women on the cheek before, like, just, pulling down and giving a deep kiss to Rosalind and shaking everybody's hand and then getting on. And as the wagon gets moving, he sort of stands up on the back of the stagecoach. He's just like, "Oh, my darling, I hunger for your touch." And then he, like, shoots magic up into the sky. And then just a huge, just multiple explosions of fireworks. And just so many different, some are red, some are purple, some are hues, some frazzle, some spin. And it all seems to have initiated from just one burst. And then it just says, Darian has left Privence. He'll be back soon. And he just gives them all a wink, and then he sits back down. It's about showmanship.
Yeah.
It's about showmanship.
Of course.
Alright, so we have a few hours' journey before we get to River Run in this wagon ride, this procession. During this time, I imagine you're going to try to learn secret chests?
Yes.
Okay, so for this leg of the journey, we're going to need you to find that before we have you transfer it into your spell book to cast it.
Okay.
So I'm going to need you to go ahead and it can either be an Arcana or Investigation check. I think they're both the same for you, aren't they?
How about I get advantage on investigation? Just have a sprinkle of inspiration.
You have inspiration left?
Yeah, I've had the short rest.
Oh, okay.
21.
Okay. It takes you most of the journey because there's a lot to get through. It's all sort of encoded in its own way. And there appears to be a whole section about secret chests. And you realize some of them are lists and accounts of what is in what when it comes to the secret chests he has, where some of them are. The organization structure to that. So you get to weed the spell itself from these, like, from the inside of these details. Work what's important, what's not. So I'll say with the time that it takes and with that roll, you do get that. But you don't get any more because you're interested in what might be in these other things. Because, like, what else is in there? What do the people of the Spire now have access to? And one of the secret chests in his little registry that he has in this section, instead of where the contents or description of the contents, are. It's just a warning. Do not open under any circumstances.
Huh, this is weird.
So you have that little warning, and you have access to the spell. You have not
Copy.
put the spell into your spell book yet. You still need to do that before you can cast the spell. Which, if I'm not mistaken, is going to take you 4 hours. Plus, you're going to need to be concentrating for it, so you can't be doing it on the back of the wagon.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to do that tonight.
Okay.
I'll just check on that real fast. Someone was just zooming.
I thought it was lightning.
Find for someone an attitude spell level you can compare, and if you can spare the time to decipher a copy or copying a spell spell book involves reproducing the basic form of the spell, then deciphering the unique system notation used by those who wrote it. You must practice the spell until you understand the sounds or gestures required, then transcribe it onto your spell book using your own notation. For each level of the spell, the process takes 2 hours
Yep, yep.
and costs 50 gold. The price you don't have to worry about because Tamlin's offered to take care of that for you. So yeah, you need 8 hours. So I'll say for that reason, now that I've kind of read that, I will say this. You'll get 2 hours out of it. You'll get an extra 2 hours. So you have 6 hours remaining that you still have to do of copying. But it's at this point. Was there anything Korvac wanted to do? Maybe whittle a small horse?
Oh god, Korvac.
Get that thing stuck out of his teeth that's been there all day.
Punch Basco a bunch.
I want
Just
to
whipping me, you fucking weirdo!
listen, dude. It hurts.
I still feel it.
Next time Krayathel's not looking, just fucking stab him with some blood chrysalis. Huh, I'm into this.
Hey, it turns out I'm into that. How does it feel?
God. I think I'd just be relaxed and enjoying the view because we haven't been going down this route in a while.
And you've never gone this direction. on it.
It's like weird, right?
Last time I sat on the right going this way, so if I sit on the right going this way, I'll see a whole nother side I didn't see before.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is what Mac must have seen when we were on the adventure, but going opposite. Look at that cactus.
Deadly.
Careful.
Dangerous. Don't drop the blood chrysalis.
Careful, I get the feeling that like you're on the verge of being attacked by an enemy stab.
Yeah, right.
Basco's looking, just like, put Druid work on that tree. I did it on that tree. I did it on that tree.
Just like he pissed on him.
You're gonna have to teach Basco a lesson. Preston's like he regrets nothing and will repeat his actions.
Yeah.
Everything's fine and good. You know, give me a perception check.
Okay, sniffing.
No.
Damn. It's a 1. We use this one.
Want to put it in the dice jail?
Average. Green one's always wrong to me.
Didn't you want to put something in here?
He
It's
put it
in
in the
here.
chest.
Josh, can I get you some new dice?
No, this is my dice.
This is for this adventure, maybe when the new adventure starts. So, 17.
More than what you need. there's a point where a lot of folks get a lot quieter because there's a little bit of awkwardness with the company that you now keep and the location that you are now going by. The location of Old Privens.
Oh yeah.
And it's at this point, Thoreau stands up and kind of puts like a leg on the edge of the stagecoach, and then like kind of puts a hand over her chest and like just stares at the remains of some of the buildings that have, you know. It's hard to see the whole from like because you guys are lower because they were trying to build it up higher onto this thing before
Yeah.
the rock collapsed. But he's just kind of staring up and looking. Just everybody goes completely quiet.
Question about Throw and the others to Drow. Is he like wearing a big hat? Maybe his glasses? Or like how's
They're the two women that are with him are completely encased in armor.
Then
so
I
you
was
can't
fine,
you can't
sure.
see anything about them. Thoreau, he doesn't appear. You can't really see. He's wearing very loose fitting cloth kind of wrappish kind of guards. They're all like seem to be very light, like maybe silk, like black silk or something. Whatever he's got around him is very thin and light. He has a sort of kind of like what Ractal has. It's not, you know, that kind of like that wrap hat that the Egyptians have in fucking Yu-Gi-Oh. You know what I mean? I don't know the exact specific term of it. It's not quite a turban. But
right?
it's sort of like a head guard
Yeah.
that is worn sort of in that region. That's like what the guy in the Mummy has. The part of the only Egyptian guy in the Mummy.
Yeah, I know. But
The
it's
dude
just-
who's part of the what is it? The he's got the fucking tattoo on him. The guy that wears all black.
Yeah.
But that's what he's wearing. He's got something like that. And he's got like a very thin veil that he's got that kind of wraps around his head. So he's not getting. He's kind of got like his own filter from sunlight.
Out of curiosity,
Could he be wearing full plate mail or like some sort of mithril underneath that? Who fucking knows?
well, I was
But,
just
you know.
wondering about how the light's been dealing with him. Oh, he was doing forward light, I should say. Is Dejan also doing anything about that?
About what?
About the fact that we're passing Old Privens. He was around when that happened, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
but he's too busy leading the troop all the way up in the front.
Okay.
Good throwback memory on the
Yeah.
fact that he was one of the first people. He's
Yeah.
he was part of that war.
Yeah. I was just curious. Like if Throw's doing the thing.
Stop.
No, it's very much one of those like, hey, you know, we all sort of kind of think we won that battle, so we don't really need to do anything here.
Mm-hmm.
You're the one that lost a lot of people.
Yeah.
Not only then when that happened, but like in the surrounding war afterwards. Like descendants of Confederate generals don't go to Wounded Knee and be like, you know, pour one out for old grandpa.
Right.
You know, that's kind of where they go to mourn.
Right. Right.
No, my dad did still die here. Sure, he was one of the white guys, but he died too, you know.
I guess we remain silent while he has this little moment.
Yeah,
Or-
yeah.
like,
Fuck you!
it's like it's not like we're gonna be like, what's this about? We
No,
all know what it's about.
Everybody knows what it's about.
Do-do-do-do-do.
You kind of have that moment while you're thinking about it. It's like, should we have had him in our car? Because there's some probably interesting conversation being had with that guy. That is,
Yeah.
I kind of thought about it that I kind of was hoping you guys would pick people you've never conversed with, so you'd have opportunities to talk.
Yeah.
And then you were like, let's pick all the people that we just had conversations with 5 seconds ago.
Our comfort characters.
Oh fuck, you had that nat 20 on perception at the beginning that I never rewarded. And I meant to. I never gave the results for that. When you were loading into the car, when it was tough to know who it was specifically. But when someone got on, the weight shifted dramatically on the axle.
On the car I'm on?
Mm-hmm. Someone is a lot heavier than they should be.
I mean,
I know, man. Mac's been gaining weight.
well, it's not us three.
4.
4.
Great,
4.
though.
Great. Oh, I forgot to add him to the cart.
You also have.
Tamlin, Rainey, and Naslin.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Yeah.
Tamlin or Naslin?
I was gonna say it's Naslin. I don't think Tamlin would be too.
Wow, you guys really don't want to call a woman fat, huh?
Well, it's just I don't. I
Corvax
don't-
just points at Rainey.
Who's been putting on the pounds, porkers?
Well, then again, there was a gun that we gave her. Was that thing ridiculously heavy?
No.
Okay, so I'm fairly certain it's not
Hey, here's a gun you can't carry, bitch.
Rainey.
Enjoy it while you can.
Oh, shit. Fuck, I guess I have to pay attention to that the next time we get off the carts.
I could ask.
I could ask, like, hey, who's holding out? Who's holding out? Who's got the magic stuff? Who's got the heavy stuff?
Hey, this is a really weird statement, but why are one of you heavier than what I would expect?
Oh, fuck. Actually. Okay, so this part was written in. You guys weren't supposed to know about it, but because of 2 different things that have happened, 2 of you actually would. Basco would be able to see it in some way, but you would actually be able to see it.
Because of my
Yeah. I'm going to text it to you. I was about to text the group chat. I'm like, yep, that's how you do this.
Just tell Press to be like, hold on to this.
Wait, does your stand have a weight? Is it a
No. He
invisible
can
thing?
see invisible things.
I know he can see. Hmm. Rainy does invisible shit. Is it rainy?
I already have a hunch.
Yeah? If it's rainy, you have a hunch? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think,
Because I'd like to hear it, because you're about to know exactly what it was.
Okay.
So I would like to know what you
Is
have
she
to
sneaking Savoron?
think.
right? Or her sister? We never asked her.
Cronenberg.
It's Malin, you idiot.
That's right, Josh. I've spent 4 hours in a cart with Malin sitting there and not said a single thing. What if he does say that? It's Malin.
Oh god.
There you go.
What'd you get?
It's up for him to decide whether he wants to share with you or not.
That's why he's so confident. I like to say, just to add a bit of spice, I do look at it and I just nod as I'm working.
Okay.
It's up to you.
Wow. You're not gonna say that.
Well, why would he?
Yeah.
I am gonna.
You're busy.
Yeah.
Basco just brings back memories, doesn't it?
It does. What?
Please continue. Ignore me.
God. All right.
Jesus Christ.
There's what?
She was staring directly at me.
Oh. There was more of us back then, wasn't there? We were a lot younger, even though it was just a few months ago.
All right.
It's like you don't feel the age you are until something happens and you're like, oh no, I am getting older. But yet I haven't even hit adulthood. I have, but
Yeah.
you know.
But I mean, if you remember, this was the time you were putting your druid stuff on everything.
Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. You know, that tree right there, and he kind of points and he's like,
And then you did a thing in Privence, and it's been like, you know,
I don't know, I've been
there,
putting stuff here and there.
here and there. What'd you ever say on those little messages?
Basco was here. This is a safe place. Tree for teleport. It sort of depends on what it was. Sometimes there were messages, sometimes they were just vague heads up.
If I remember right, this was
She loves sitting on me.
this
As
was
a reverse parrot.
this was after the time you got the message from Beelzebubs to not go down the spiral staircase.
Oh yeah, at this point we would have, we were very terrified as to what that was.
Yeah.
And then we didn't even go
Nope.
into Old Privence, we didn't know what it was for.
We considered it a few times, but you were just like, no, we don't go down the spiral staircase.
Well, at the time I didn't speak Drow, but later that day I did.
He learned Drow.
No, he remembered he had a freed up language.
Oh.
And he was like, I'll speak Underdark. And I was just like, of fucking course you did. This was shortly after the I have advantage on perception checks fiasco.
Oh, yes, right. And
So I
I
was
remember
just
your
like,
eyesight got a lot worse.
And I remember I looked at everyone, it's like, look through your shit right now. If there's not something that hasn't gotten, like, you have a skill proficiency in this, or you have an instrument proficiency, I was like, pick that shit now. Because there's no more of this, I'm waiting until it's pertinent and then saying it's that. Like, because that's not how you play. Would you change anything?
I don't think so.
I'll allow you to chime in every once in a while if you want to. You just can't get lost in the conversation.
Okay.
I don't think I changed anything really. I mean, I've made us who we are.
It'd be nice to have Daisuke still.
Yeah. I mean, we can't blame ourselves for that one.
Rainy, I think we would have gone a little different down that road had we known what was going on.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, Suge, I was working for a right proper piece of shit and doing anything for money, so I get it.
Wish I had better time management. I could just get so much more done if I actually did it instead of putting it off until the last minute.
Yeah. I wish I hadn't gotten captured by my former student. But, you know, win some, lose some.
Do you think the... Do I recall the pit in front of Normir still being there?
Or did that get like just collapse in on itself? The pit, the goblins and
It wasn't a pit, it was a tunnel.
tunnel.
They had dug a tunnel,
Yeah.
and then that basically was just like go up. They did collapse it on the way down, but the tunnel still existed elsewhere.
Gotcha.
You also found that one of those tunnels went to Normoor, which
Yeah.
is where that's how they were communicating with him. But that wasn't where all of the tunnels were. I mean, you had the idea, you had the sense that there was probably more, came from other places, but the people who were plussing up Normir did state that they were like they were working on it. They were investigating into that. Even though you weren't, that was still something they were doing because it was like, hey, we're not gonna just leave this here. You
Right.
know, we're gonna do some research, find out what was going on, and with Privence's power behind him, and now the whole world's that is so thoroughly getting investigated. You know what I love about D&D? It's just that sort of moment I'm having right now when I'm talking about it. Like, Normir is not a thing. It's just a made-up word I made for a city.
Right.
But, like, we've said it so much, and it's been such a part of this game. Like, I'm saying Normiel, and my brain is registering it as a proper noun. You know? Like, Normir, yeah, the place on the desert. Like, I know exactly what that is.
If you hit Normir, you've gone too far.
Sun's setting. You're getting that purple hue. You see River Run off in the distance. Krathel smirks. You know, we might be in time for the River Run.
Oh. That time.
Yeah. They spend so much of the year making nets to cast and set up, and they catch as much fish as they can. And that props up their economy. There's a tourist attraction. They sell some of the fish. They dry it out. They use it as a foodstuff for quite a while. There are people who make extra nets to sell them to tourists. I hope it's a proper turnout. If we can get a night in of River Run, that'd be pretty good.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Give me perception checks for both of you. Do you guys remember the state River Run was in the last you saw it?
It was, I mean, was it not low river, kind of like a little dry at the time?
It was, but there were those like ditches that you could tell that were river basins.
Yeah, those are all going to be filled now. By the way, I got that 20.
But before that, the city itself, not its location. There was it was, ramshackle, sort of on the edge of a desert sort of town.
Yeah.
Smaller. But do you remember that there was just massive tents because soldiers were getting ready to move out there and scientists and everything.
Yeah.
And you were passing by high ranking of, the important people, but they were like, these are going to be the low meaning workers that are making their way up there. And these are going to be, extra guards and stuff and extra people, but they just haven't started their trip up yet. Well, once there were tents and like hastily put together lodgings for people like that, there are now massive buildings. River Run looks to have not only tripled in size, but maybe a little bit more than that. Quintupled in size. You can tell some of the buildings are still new, and you can tell they're still building. But since the time you've been there, so much of the city has been added to it. It's still nestled within this nook right around the river basin. And as you approach, you see that not only is the place full and lively and drinking and partying has appeared to have started, but also there appears to be a welcoming committee for you.
Oh, shit.
Well, I mean, of course there would be. This is supposed to be Halfling Festival. Are you kidding me? Come on.
Come on, they're more hardcore than that.
It's like, that's birds chirping. Get the fuck out of here. You get closer and you make out who's that in front on his own little hastily prepared pedestal on a small stage. Why, it's Ortho, a guy you met for one day 2.5 years ago.
Ortho's back.
Ortho the druid. Shorter guy, because he's a dwarf. Not druid, dwarf. Silk black hair and beard. Pretty fit looking guy. On the older side, but I wouldn't call him like older, just passing middle age.
Alright. It's you weary adventurers. Haven't seen you in some time.
It has been a long time, hasn't it?
You're very welcome in my town now, very much so. Sorry about all that problems last time, but man, did we. There was panic upon disrepair. We've had a lot of time to get used to things now, and honestly, we've had a lot more help.
I was gonna say, your town's grown much bigger.
Yes. Make yourself available. We have taverns specifically dedicated. We've got rooms dedicated for you. Please. The tavern that you were at for the first time, which was kind of just like a single, like the only tavern in town, didn't even have a specific name for it, that had an inn attached to it, is now, it's had a few additions to it. Clearly is the main big boy one. The place is almost fully purchased out for you. You guys make your way in to this room, and you're expecting a bit of sort of a regalia for you, and you do get it. And there is a lot of, like, oh hey, there's a big spread and there's a lot going on. There's also a small group that's in the corner that's also getting a lot of attention for some reason. Give me quick perception checks if you don't mind.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
No. 11.
Okay.
The thing
But
then,
why do we slap cats
you
like
slap
that?
cats because you just beat them up. You just,
They make a fun noise.
they make a fun noise.
It's like you're slapping the hood of your car.
I don't like that look you have in your eye when you're looking at the computer like that.
She has so many looks, and they're all of that sort of like, oh. What was your perception, Thomas?
Dirty 20.
And you had a nat 20?
No, I had an 11.
Oh.
This one got me 2 nat 20s, and I'm like, let's do it. No.
You just see a group in a gathering, and you go upstairs to go drop off your stuff because you're supposed to come back down and
Yeah.
have a little regalia. You, however, see a. This is clearly an adventuring party. There's a dwarf paladin, a human wizard, an elf ranger, a bugbear barbarian, and a half-elf cleric. And they seem to be telling some stories, and they clearly are having a lot of attention gathered to them, and they seem to be pulling some regalia. Like, hey, who are these guys? Who are these strapping young folks?
Can I get closer? Maybe listen in.
Sure, go ahead. Give me. Are you trying to make it obvious, or you trying to hide? What are you trying to do? Because a lot of eyes are on you as well, because celebration was just meant for you guys coming in. Like, there's a crowd outside waiting for you. This is just sort of like a sub crowd that's growing around these people.
I'm trying to eavesdrop in. I don't want to make it obvious.
Give me a stealth followed by another perception.
It's a 13 on stealth. That is a 13.
13?
Jeez.
1 second.
What a long day of thinking, Josh.
Yeah. Can't be subtle anymore.
They kind of see you moving up closer, and the dwarf paladin looks up to you.
Oh, aye, lad. You look like you're trying to get a lip of what everybody else is hearing. You come to hear some stories of some true adventurers.
Here we go.
Absolutely, I'd love to hear it.
The wizard kind of looks at you. Ah, and who might you be?
I'm Mac Fleetfoot.
Never heard of you. My name's Yancey.
Dude, are these like...
I'm
Where are they
thinking,
from?
I'm thinking this is the alternative party that Mardukap had put together at the beginning of the campaign.
There were others, supposedly. Yancy is a mage? What race?
Human.
Okay.
This is my friend Ewan. She's an elf ranger. Daff. He's a bugbear barbarian. This is Gree. He's our cleric. And Edgar, you already know, the dwarf paladin. We've been adventuring ever since the last tribunal together. We kind of got gathered for some purposes we're not allowed to say.
I'm gonna roll insight.
God, if this was us. We were assholes.
5.
I mean, I'm going to give you advantage on it because you know exactly who these dudes are.
That is a 1. Holy shit.
You get to re-roll ones.
I know. That's better. 18.
Yeah, you know exactly who these fucking guys are. Like, they say that so coyly. You know they're not supposed to tell them. You get the idea that if you fed them 2 drinks, they would immediately tell you exactly. Mordecai sent us on a secret mission.
Wow.
Or, want a secret mission. Can't really talk about it, but,
Haven't heard Grease
Oh,
name.
come on, guys. Can I offer you a drink? I'd love to hear your stories. I'm a traveling bard.
maybe, you travel later in the evening and we can share stories when the tavern gets closed out just for the patrons, you know, get the riffraff out of here. You know what I'm saying?
I'd love that. I bet my friends would love to hear your stories.
Oh, I'd love to try to drink them under the table. Your big fella looks like he could hold his own. What's his name?
His name's Korvac.
Korvac. I feel like I've heard that name recently, but I'm not quite sure where. Oh well. Unimportant.
We're a bit of an adventuring party ourselves, so we're always
Oh really? What have you kiddos gotten yourselves up to?
you know, all sorts of different things. You know, we've been all across the country recently.
I understand it's probably a life, you know, you weren't, divinely chosen for something, but,
Not at all.
why don't you guys, have your little ceremony, and, if you want to have some drinks with some real adventurers later, you know where to find us.
I'd love to. My friends will be so excited to hear your stories.
And it's on that, I think we'll take our break. We'll do you guys' little ceremony, and then we'll do the river run, and then maybe your drinks with them.
I wanted to find these fuckers at the very start because I had a feeling we were going to
Where
fight
are
each
you?
other at some point.
These are the last ones left.
They all
were-
killed each other at this point.
No, they didn't kill each other. They all just weren't good adventurers. They've
Okay.
done stuff so that you didn't have to, if that makes sense. And they've done other things. One of them went deep. I've been just rolling for them earlier. One of them went deep into that cavern kind of thing that you guys had, and I've never since been seen again.
We almost did that.
Yes, you did. Yes,
we
you did.
walked anywhere for like an hour, and we're like, this just goes forever.
These people clearly don't have good memories. I am wearing the outfit of the man that fucking brought them together.
Modified for a halfling.
I know, but I have his staff.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't look at a man if you have a human wearing robes and then a a halfling wearer robes, and like almost a half a year's time has been between those two events. You're not gonna be like, hey, you're wearing a modified version of the thing he was wearing at the beginning. Especially when they have so much fucking of their own shit shoved up their own ass.
Well, they've been, clearly heavily adventuring.
Oh yeah, and they look decked out. They look like a proper adventuring group. And you're like, yeah, this has clearly worked well for them. The one group thing has worked well for, and they've flourished for it. And that's clearly shoved their own noses up each other's asses. But here they stand, heading outside of the known world for something.
I want to make sure I get all their names. Yancey.
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 The human wizard,
Yeah.
Edgar the dwarf paladin, Ewan the elf ranger,
Mm-hmm.
Daff the bugbear barbarian, and Gree the half-elf cleric.
Half-elf.
I think I might have used a Cree earlier, and I think that might be where the confusion is. I don't think you've heard of Gree. You
Hmm.
shouldn't have.
Bugbear barbarian, yeah.
Gree is the cleric.
No, Daff I'm talking about.
Daff is the bugbear barbarian, yes sir.
I wish Preston was here. I hope he's watching for it.
No, last thing he said was he regrets nothing.
Famous last words.
You doing all right over there, Josh?
Mm-hmm.
So before we take our break, thoughts, concerns?
Kill Alex. That's a weird note.
Not even as a DM, just him personally.
He's gonna go get the gun from his car.
Foolish. Put it outside. If we re-enter the house again. You should have sashed it in the house earlier.
Everybody knows it's strapped to the top of the trunk.
He's left it right next to the sink.
Just left it out. I'll get to that first.
I'm the fastest one here.
You just hear halfway through, like, Dungeons and Dragons, and the cat's just dragging it across the floor. Uh-oh, I gotta go do something. So, the river run, you finally bumped into one of those other adventuring parties. Yeah, we did.
Korvac doesn't know something that the rest of the party does.
Basco doesn't fully know. Kraethel doesn't know. Basco knows that there's something magic around him. He can see... No. Basco sees it. He sees invisible things. I love that two of my adventuring party just happen to see through invisibility. Wish, baby. Alright, we'll take our break for now. We'll be back in about 15-20 minutes.
Please come back.
Please come back. I see we got a hell of a lot of viewers. If you're enjoying yourself, please drop a follow. I mean, they're still going to hear us when
Oh,
we
of
be right
course.
back. See ya. Mute it.